We're in Tier 4 lockdown, and I've got time to talk about one of my favourite albums of all time.
Now, Usher up in the building. Gotta congratulate you. Did it real big in LA. Had a big party out.
We had a really good party to celebrate the release of this album.
In stores today.
Matter of fact, I'm sorry, today.
Yeah. Last time you were here, you told us everything on the album was true. In the song Confessions, you say that you had a baby by another girl while you were dating a girl. Is that a true confession?
You know what? No.
For my show.
In every album, I've been able to, kind of tell you a little bit more about, myself as well as the way I think. Mm-hmm. This album was not just for my experiences, but a lot of things that me and all the people who were around me were going through. So collectively, this idea of, making a record about a guy who has, I got somebody on the side, and by the way, I got her pregnant. It's something that we go through, men go through. And I feel like, this album projected real talk. It was about real situations that happen in life. Not hiding anything.
I'm just going to read something that I've typed up on my screen as an introduction to the album that we're talking about today. A landmark masterwork, game-changing, genre-defining, pivotal moment in popular music and a cornerstone of contemporary R&B. The musical and thematically reinforced blueprint for the future of R&B music to follow. Considered by listeners and critics to be expansive and futuristic, Confessions wasn't just all the above. It was a focused and targeted effort by all involved in this do-or-die moment that caused Usher to be propelled into the stratosphere of pop culture and stardom. I think that sounds... It's interesting. We're talking about Confessions and why it was such a big album. So for me, very important. I'd probably say, in terms of R&B music, the most impactful released in my lifetime. It was huge. If we're talking about Confessions and why it was such a big album, we have to talk about 8701 and its role in creating hype for Confessions. So we like to do a little bit of backstory. Consider this the beginning of that backstory.
After 3 though, I did My Way and 8701. This was a build-up to get to that. It wasn't a big, automatic.
Okay,
Perfect.
so this is where rumors began. So talking about You Remind Me. So when You Remind Me came out, in the video, he's with Chili, the lead singer of TLC. Anyway, so what happened was it came out that way. They confirmed it officially. It was a thing. And then after that, all hell broke loose. That was episode 1. That was essentially episode 1 in Was to Follow. So the next episode was You Got It Bad, which was they're having problems in their relationship now. They don't know if they're going to stay together. So they're breaking up. And then you've got You Don't Have to Call, which is like, cool, we've broken up now. It's that typical male empowerment, like we're single now. We can do what we want. We're not being held down by anybody. And she was in all of those videos. And yeah, they're playing a role. They're playing roles in that video. But it's a weird case of art imitating life because lo and behold, they broke up in real life. Chili came out insinuating that Usher was unfaithful to her. And he was refusing to really talk on it. So then that's where the speculation started bubbling. So now everybody's waiting. Everybody wants to know what happened. Everybody's kind of waiting for that conclusion of that storyline. Confessions was the ultimate hype job. People wanted to know the end of the story. People were hooked by it. They were hooked by the story in the music and they were hooked by the real life storyline as well, because the real life storyline was the most compelling. An R&B version of Beyonce and Jay-Z. It was all narrative driven. And we're going to focus on the most important music. I mean, what I'm going to say is one of the biggest and most popular songs ever.
I mean, we all knew it was going to be a huge record, but we had no idea it would be this. Peace up, A-Town down. Yeah!
I'm saying in terms of pop music, I mean, this is huge. Yeah, wasn't originally planned to be a single. Yeah, was originally planned to be just leaked out to the streets like a radio track, just to create some hype. This crunk sound that Lil Jon had popularized. It's a southern hip hop sound, combining that with R&B. After Yeah came out, that's when we started to see this style of music get very popular. Yes, Ludacris has that amazing verse. The video had these amazing effects. You got the dance break at the very end. I even had like that stupid cap with the A on it. I had that. And this song was so huge and it never died. It's never truly died. I'm a DJ, as some of you may already know. And when I play that song, that always gets the biggest pop of the night. I mean, without the success of Yeah, Usher's career could have gone off in a completely different trajectory. You had the Just Blaze produced song Throwback.
You're gonna want me back.
And this is, I prefer the original without Jadakiss on it. Jadakiss originally wasn't on the initial drop. And I like Jadakiss. I just feel like it doesn't add anything to the song. Throwback serves as like a palate cleanser. It kind of sets the sound and the tone for the rest of the album.
I don't know what I'm gonna do without my baby.
Hello? Yo, I'm in the booth. I'm gonna call you right back.
And then we went into Confessions intro. It's an intro to what is the hardest hitting song that Usher's ever released, and the most honest to this point. The intro is perfect. I mean, when your interludes and intros sound like they could be standalone songs, then you've done something right. And with this, it was the perfect setup. Look, now I'm about to give you guys the lowdown, and this is exactly what has happened. This was replaced on the deluxe version by Confessions Part 1, which was his own standalone song. But I feel like that kind of stole Part 2's thunder. I preferred it with the intro. You know, he's on the phone, he's in the studio getting this phone call from his girl on the side. She's pregnant, he doesn't know what to do. It was just perfect for the way it led into that drop. And then these are my confessions. But the reason that Confessions was so big is because the music lived up to the expectations.
I don't understand. Why?
Burn was the conclusion of that album's breakup phase, and it closes that first act amazingly well. It's another R&B masterpiece by Jermaine Dupri, who, like I said, going absolutely crazy producing this album. It's got a very old school R&B sound, but the melodies are kind of futuristic, and the chord progressions, oh man, the whole song is just amazing. No one wants to see their ex with another person, and this is something you could relate to. All of these things, along with this emotional vocal performance from Usher, ensured that this was going to be another #1 single. And Caught Up, what a tune. And it's got that Smooth Criminal inspired short film music video. This marks the start of this album's second phase. This is the new relationship phase, and another relatable track about catching feelings for somebody even when you know you shouldn't. Superstar was, yeah, good memories attached to that song. I said it about Confessions, but it really is amazing when song intros are done so well, and with this was done right. Superstar is constructed around this well-written metaphor, and not many people realize this, but Faith Evans is the one singing on that bridge. Comparing his love interest to a real life literal superstar. I'm gonna be your groupie, all that, you know. He's comparing her to like a Beyonce. I'm gonna buy your tickets, I'm gonna buy your album, I'm gonna be your groupie for life. I love that guitar, that trumpet sample hidden in the melody.
You, my #1.
So the next song we're gonna talk about was the final single released, and it's My Boo.
You gotta rock and wait in this one. Oh, come on.
None of the other songs on this album were released as singles. It's one of those songs when I hear it, it brings a lot of memories back. I remember where I was when I heard it for the first time. And that's the marker. That's how you can tell a song is going to be timeless. Songs live on. That's how music, these moments in our lives live on for so long. I think this album gave us and continues to give us a lot of these moments.
Showed up.
And if Bad Girl served as the introduction to the next act, which is that sex symbol phase, that's what it's made for, we kind of understand exactly where we are. It's a song about what can happen when we're lost in the throes of passion and we may forget to use protection. Always remember to use protection. Honorable mentions to a few songs now as well. So Can You Handle It, written and produced by Robin Thicke. Then there was even Take Your Hand, produced by Rich Harrison, the same guy that produced Crazy in Love and One Thing, Get Right by Jennifer Lopez. So the strength of this record, Jermaine Dupri, Dre and Vidal, Robin Thicke, Rich Harrison, Just Blaze, all of these, the very best at producing R&B music, especially at that time. And as for my favorite song, Seduction. So just to wrap things up, with Usher and Confessions, he couldn't miss. Everything sounded so natural. And when you see a project come together so organically, it's bound to succeed. It's hard to put your finger on it. It's like the energy is so right that everything just sounds like it came together so naturally. I'll say when artists are totally focused and in the zone, master work gets made. This is a magnum opus.
But the story in the song was still so that you guys would do like this, you know? It wasn't like verbatim to my story, you know? I'm a writer, so I know what parts.
that's going to wrap up part 1 of this video. In the next part, I'm going to go into the effect that it had on the rest of the music industry and some of the very strong throwaway tracks that ended up becoming hits for other artists. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something. If you liked the video, subscribe. I'm going to make more videos just like this. I'm trying something new here, you know what I mean? All help is appreciated and welcome. Merry Christmas again to everybody, and we'll speak again soon.
Hey, yo, Corey. Why don't you tell him how it is, man? Let's go.